Hello, and this is the third time I've tried to do this video because I keep forgetting to turn my mic on. But thanks for dropping by. It's my first Direchasm video of the year, and I hope you're all enjoying playing the game. We should all have it now. It's been out for a few weeks. We've had Christmas, and we've probably all got a few games in somehow, whether it's if you're lucky enough to play it in the flesh, or via webcam, or on something like Basil or TTS. What's this video about? Well, the new box has introduced a new mechanic, and I want to have a quick chat just to see if it's good for the game or not, and that is the Primacy Token. That light is right in my eyes. The Primacy Token, it's new, it's interesting, and it's kind of injected a new vibe into the game a little bit. What is it? Let's go into that first. So the Primacy Token is something that yourself and your opponent can fight over, and at the end of each round, whoever holds the Primacy Token gets one spent glory. The Primacy Token is not in play in every game. It's only in play if one of the people involved in the game has cards that reference the Primacy Token in either of their decks. That's simple. It confused people a little bit at the start because people weren't sure if you didn't have a Primacy card in your hand, in your decks, were you able to win it. But I think kind of general consensus is no, it's something that's played between players, which I But what are those cards? There are 5 universal cards at the moment that came in the starter set. Let's have a look at those now. So we have Awesome Predator. That's the first one. It's a hybrid objective card. You score this in an end phase if you have the Primacy Token, or one or more of your surviving friendly fighters have one or more attack actions with a damage characteristic of 4+. And the second one is another objective. This one, another hybrid objective. It's a surge of aggression. When you gain the Primacy Token, score this immediately, or when a friendly fighter's successful attack action with a damage characteristic of 4+ goes off. Now, chances are, if you're smashing 4 damage into someone, you're probably going to kill them anyway. But that's quite good if you're going into a Mollog or you're going into a Voltroned up Nurgle dude. So there is a way of kind of scoring that there. Only one ploy card at the moment. I'm pretty certain that's going to change as the season develops. Play this after a friendly fighter's attack action that takes an enemy fighter out of action. You gain the Primacy Token, then pick one, heal or push. Quite a good card. Yeah, there's not much to say about that there. 2 upgrades. One makes fearsome trappings. This makes your fighter a hunter, and if you have the Primacy Token, you can re-roll 1 attack dice in that fighter's attack rolls. Hunter has had a real kind of foot up with this release of this particular expansion, and I think that's just going to continue through. I think Beastgrave is very much, while the mechanic was there for Hunter and Quarry, I think Beastgrave was very much Quarry mechanic is the focus. Well, I think as this goes on, Hunter mechanic is going to be the one with the most kind of cards, and it kind of makes sense if you look at potentially what all those warbands are, and yeah, I think Hunter mechanic is going to be the focus for Direchasm. But finally, Master of Spoils. Gain the Primacy Token each time this fighter makes an attack action that takes an enemy fighter out of action. After this fighter is taken out of action, discard the Primacy Token. This is a nice way of bypassing those rules. So it's a good kind of third end phase card where people might be kind of wounded, so you can't score it for one-shotting. The leader might already be dead. This is a good card if you kind of lean into that Primacy. start of play. Not many cards, just 5 for now. And they are all universal, so if it stays that way, technically Primacy would rotate out if it's not included in any future starter sets. Which is intriguing, because you've got the new hunger mechanic as well, which is basically it's a bit like the war tokens. But it's interesting because at the moment it's not going to stick around past the end of season 5, which I'd imagine they're waiting to see how it pans out this season, to see if it sticks around, because it is something that you can easily just kind of slot into a future expansion. At the minute, these cards are quite balanced. They're not kind of like, particularly the objectives, they're not over, they're just 1 glory, and they're not dead easy to score. You still need to like kill someone, or you still need to have a damage characteristic of 4+, which in most circumstances is putting an upgrade on someone. So they're quite balanced, those objectives, I think, and the upgrades and the ploys as well. They're not massively overpowering, so it's not as if you have to take primacy cards at the moment. This could change as the game goes on, but I hope they keep it that balanced. So I played a couple of games against Roger. Hi Roger, if you're watching. And I played a Primacy Orc deck, and he played a very good objective grabbing Skellies deck, and he didn't have any Primacy cards in there. He wasn't playing for Primacy, but he did. He won the token twice in our games, just from killing my leader and from holding 4 objectives. And so if you can build your deck still around the fact that primacy might happen, but not have it as your main focus, which I think is good. It adds another element to the game. I was worried that it was going to become a bit of a tax, and that this rule would bloat an already quite busy rule set, but I don't think it has. Touch wood, GW do not completely make me eat my words by the end of this season and have it as this big horrific primacy monster, but I think they're going to keep it quite balanced. Are there any particular war bands that this favours? Well, I mentioned orcs earlier. Definitely, there are 3 quite tanky guys. They're hard to kill, very hard to one-shot, as in particular. But the leader's hard to kill. You can get all 3 of them into a position where they're one-shotting people themselves. So they scream at the poster boys of the primacy token for me. Potentially Mollog, but he has taken such a beating with the rotation out of Nightbolt cards. But this is where the primacy token is good, because if you can make one of your fighters a battering ram, a beat stick, like that big Voltron-y type dude, then the primacy token is something that you can potentially go for quite regularly. If even objective grabbing, although at the minute it seems to be in a bit of a murky place, time will tell whether those objective play fans have figured a way out to keep it relevant. We've got the Vassal Clash on Saturday, and that's going to be quite intriguing. I do think that while at the moment the cards are quite aggro focused, I wouldn't be surprised, particularly in the Seraphon pack, if there's not cards in there that encourage primacy token and objective play. So whether you like a ploy card, possibly as a reaction, if you hold 2 or 3 objectives, take the primacy token. I think the way of keeping the primacy token fun and keeping it balanced is by making it a hot potato. So if there are ploys or upgrades where the primacy token shifts around, I think that will make quite a fun element to the game and add some nice in-game games, because that you don't want to be the guy that loses to one spent glory at the end of the day. And so if I think it's going to be a fun edition. Well, as you can probably tell, I am a big fan. I think there's a lot of potential with this to be able to push forward with the game. I hope they've explored all the different avenues and they're not just kind of putting it all in the aggro basket. I think there are ways to make objective players look at this further down the line as the season goes on and use it as a way to score glory too. As orcs, I'm going to look at Mollog. Sorry, Matt. Rippers, Godsworn, and Dread Pageant are probably the 5 that I'm looking at and thinking, I'm going to see what I can do with this Primacy Token with these guys. What about you guys? Do you think the Primacy Token is good? Do you think it's a good addition to the game? And if you do, who you're looking at to make the most of it at the moment, at the time being? Because obviously it's an ever-evolving game, Underworlds, so Primacy Token might not even be relevant 2 or 3 expansions down the line. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to hear what you guys think. Keep an eye out for my next Underworlds video, which will be hopefully next week, next Monday or Tuesday. But that is the Vassal Clash, and I'm quite excited about this one. I've done really well in my past 2 tournaments, winning a Thursday night skirmish on Vassal with Rippers, and coming second with Primacy Orcs on Saturday at Straight Out Shadespire, where I lost to the guy who won it. Unfortunately, he out-tacticked me. But that's all for the next video. Thanks for stopping by. Give us a sub if you like this sort of stuff. That would be grand. Thanks. Cheers. Bye.